Welcome to the Doula Darcy podcast. I'm your host, Darcy, a business coach for doulas, and I love helping my fellow doulas master the art of marketing so that they can grow their businesses and help more families. On the podcast, I combine my decade of experience in advertising with 14 years as a doula to empower other doulas with the marketing strategies and mindset shifts they need to attract more clients and create successful, fulfilling doula careers. Whether you're just starting out as a doula or you're looking to take your doula business to the next level, you're in the right place. Let's go.
Hey everybody, I wanted to do an episode this week about what exactly a business coach is and why you need one. And this came up because over the weekend I was with my parents and somehow, I don't know what story I was telling, but I mentioned Amber and they were like, who is she again? I'm like, she's my business coach. And my mom was like, now, and what does she help you with again? What? I know you've told me. What does she do? And I'm like, you guys met her. So I would work with Amber even if she lived on the moon, but she just so happens to live 5 miles from me. So she came to my 50th Saturday Night Live birthday party, and my parents did too, and I introduced them. And my dad said to her face, now what do you do? What do you help her with? And so over the weekend, trying to explain it to them for the 50th time, I was like, listen, whenever you want to go do something new, you hire a coach. If you get diagnosed with type 2 diabetes or celiac disease, or you want to lose weight, like you hire a dietitian who's like a dieting nutrition coach. If you want to learn how to play soccer, you join a team and that team has a coach. Any sport, like you have a coach to teach you how to do this without getting hurt or without trying to get hurt and to get there faster, better, easier. And so why wouldn't you have a business coach? If this is how you are, if you're taking your on, let's get back to the last podcast episode. If you're trying to design a business to give you the life you want to live, why wouldn't you put someone in your pocket that knows what they're doing, that has done it before, that went before you, that can help you get there faster and easier? That is what a business coach is. And then this evolved to a whole conversation about like my sports career. I wouldn't call it a career, but I was a competitive gymnast for 10 years when I was a kid, from like age 6 to 16. And I had a coach, and I could do a whole podcast episode about him, but he taught us how to go from just walking across a room to flipping across a room and flipping on a 4-inch beam. Like I could have figured it out myself, but having a coach made it a lot easier. So another thing is, especially in gymnastics, a huge part of what our coach was a spotter. When you were going to learn a new skill, like he would hold your body, he would prop you up, he would hold your body as you did the first skill, learned it until you could do it on your own. So let's say backflip. He was a man, we were 9 years old. He would take our waist, and you can't see me if you're listening to the podcast, but he would flip us. And then it got to like where he would just have a hand on the small of our back as we flipped. And then as we got comfortable with that, he would stand there and only put his hand in if we needed it, if we were going to fall. You guys you've watched gymnastics on the Olympics. You watch Simone Biles. She's whipping around there doing her bar routine. Sometimes you know how her coach just comes in to underneath the bars. He doesn't touch her, but he comes in case he needs to catch her and prevent her from breaking her neck. That's spotting. That is a big part of coaching gymnastics. And coaches also yell across the gym at you to point your toes and straighten your legs and do all the things and mindset and strengthening, all that other stuff. But one thing So I did gymnastics for 10 years. I wrecked my knees. And then my best friend and I switched over to diving because we knew how to flip and we couldn't land on the floor anymore. We needed to hit water. So we had a coach. And the weird thing about switching from gymnastics to diving, the weirdest thing was in gymnastics, when you flip, you always have to land on your feet. In diving, when you flip, sometimes you go in feet first. Sometimes you have to overflip and go in hands first. That was very weird to get over that muscle memory. And my coach helped me with that. But in diving, you're up on a 1 meter springboard, or the 3 meter springboard is what we did. And your coach, her arms weren't long enough to touch us. So we had to learn new skills solely based on her words and her coaching with us. So it was very hard. I remember it so vividly. I have to learn how to do this flip 1.5 times into the water and just winging it. No spotting. And so particularly the 3 meter board, which is 10 feet above the water. I don't even know how I did it. Looking at it now, I can't even believe I used to flip off that thing. But I would, as I was attempting new skills, my coach usually stood on the side of the pool so she could see straight on our form as we came off the diving board. And she would yell at us to point our toes and straighten our legs. But when I was doing a new skill, I would be like, Amy, can you come over? And I would want her to stand down at the base of the diving board so that as I walked down the diving board doing my little 3-step approach, I could see her out of my peripheral vision, down out of the corner of my eye. I knew she was down there right on the deck. Now, that really did nothing. Yeah, she was maybe 3 feet closer to jumping into the pool to drag me out if I became a paraplegic, but there was nothing she could do. I was on my own. But having her right there made it better, made it easier. And at the end of the day, what it did gave me the confidence to go for it. And that is the best analogy that I have for my coaching with Amber, and then the coaching I provide to the doulas and sleep consultants that I'm working with. I'm not out there spotting you. I'm not getting into your website or your email list and actually doing the stuff for you, but I'm right there. And so I always think of Amber, every month I do a call with Amber. We communicate on Voxer as much as we need to, but a lot of the times we'll talk about something on a call and then I'll go do it. And even though she's not sitting next to me as I do it, it's like she's right down there at the bottom of the diving board. I know she's there. I know she's got my back. I know that she believes in me. One thing about both my gymnastics coach and my diving coach, I always knew whether they could hands on me, spot me or not. I had absolute trust. They would not let me go out onto the apparatus and try a skill I was not ready for. That is trust that you have in your coach. They are not going to let you go out there and do something that will embarrass you or hurt you. And that is huge. That is why it was physically, I needed my diving coach right there to really emphasize and drill into my psyche that I've got this. If Amy's standing down there, she thinks I can do this. And if she thinks I can do this, I can do this. Same goes for having a business coach. Then in continuing the analogy with the diving coach and gymnastics coach, this doesn't mean I signed on with a coach and then was instantly amazing. You still have to do the work. You still have to put in the reps. You still have to put in the training. And yes, you're still going to go fall. Yes, you're still going to go smack. In diving, that's what we call when you over flip and smack your face or smack your back. Speaking Speaking of which, my college that I went to where I was a diver, luckily Instagram didn't exist when I was in college, but now they have, it's called a Smacks account. It's it's just reels of them in practice smacking, and it's hilarious and makes me question why I ever did that sport. So my coach, having a coach doesn't mean you're always going to be perfect. You're still going to make mistakes, but you have a coach to get out of the pool, finish your launch, and then go debrief with, talk through what happened, realize what you maybe did wrong, realize what you can work on to get better next time. You have someone to help you. You're not just out here on your own winging it. So I hope that these analogies are coming through to you, even if you never did sports. But it's so important that you have this in your business. And whether or not you hire a business coach, there's other ways to get this support. For instance, My Doula Village is the most affordable way to work with me as your coach, but you still have me there. You still have our Facebook group to pop into when you need it. And that's a lot of doulas are using that. Oh my God, I posted this reel and this happened. Or, oh my God, I tried to launch a new childbirth ed class in my community and it flopped. And what should I do? Or you have your doula besties. Like, you have to have some people around you that believe in you. That's what it comes down to. Maybe it's your partner. Maybe it's your mom. Maybe it's your sister. But it's even better when it's someone in the doula world or in whatever world you're trying to excel in. If it's online business, that I've been talking a lot about this lately. Put yourself in the rooms, meaning the actual physical rooms or the virtual rooms where these people are hanging out that are doing what you want to do, that are going to be that support for you, that are going to cheer you on, that are going to debrief with you when you smack and fail and fall. Hiring a coach is like just taking that to the next level because it's one-on-one support. It's dialed in. It's your collapsing time. You're going to get there faster. You're going to get there better. And just to really go all in on the sports metaphor with this is, muscle memory, which was a huge piece of gymnastics. Once you learned a new skill, you had to go do it 100 times and then do it 100 times tomorrow to get that muscle memory ingrained into your body, into your brain, so that you could do your routines like without thinking. And it's funny, it's so powerful. Just the other day, I was and you all know, or maybe you don't, I also love skiing. And I was in yoga a couple weeks ago, and the teacher, it's so quiet, and we're doing the flow, and the teacher's, okay, now come into chair pose. And I don't know what happened with my brain, but I tuck my butt down, bend my knees, coming into chair pose. And I just tucked my arms up underneath my body like I had ski poles, and I was heading down the mountain. I started laughing, and she saw me and she started laughing. It was so weird. It was without even thinking, like I bent my knees and crouched forward. And my brain was like, oh, let's tuck and head into the lodge for après. So I say the thing about muscle memory because a couple summers ago, my friends were like, let's all learn how to golf. So we joined a golf league, and I'm like, I'm not, they were like, we should go practice a little bit first and just play around. I was like, I'm not even messing around with that. I want the coach. I want the golf pro. I want to learn. I knew golf was about the physics of your swing and was so important. I'm like, I don't want to learn bad habits that I have to unlearn. I want to learn the best way to do this from the get-go, so I build up the proper muscle memory. And that is another huge thing that a coach can do, is save you from making mistakes that are going to 6 months down the road take a lot for you to unpack, unwind, undo. So I think that is one of the, in taking this from the sports to the business world, one of the best reasons to hire a business coach is to start you out on the right path, doing things in the best and easiest way for you. So I would really love to know if this landed for you, even if you're not an athlete, if you're understanding what I'm saying. And then I hope it inspires you to go out and, yes, work with me. I would love to be your business coach. I would love to have you join my doula village. I'd love to have you come to the birth worker retreat. But I'd also really love for you to find someone in your community, in your town, it could be just one other doula that you guys could do this for each other. You could coach each other and really make a difference and be that person that is cheering the other person on. So that person knows when they go out and start networking in the community, when they go out and they're on an interview for the first time with a prospective client couple, like they know they have someone in their corner cheering them on. That is my hope for you. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you go out there and have a great day.
Thank you for tuning in to the Doula Darcy podcast. I hope you found this episode valuable, and I'd love for you to join me on the next one. Let's keep the conversation going. Shoot me a DM on Instagram at the Doula Darcy, or join my free Facebook community, the Doula Marketing Group, where we dive deeper into growing your doula business. If you enjoyed the episode, please take a moment to rate and review the podcast on your favorite platform. Your feedback will help more doulas discover the show, which in turn helps more families find the doula support that they need. And I believe that that is how we save the world.